Alright folks, D12 back again today. We have been working on our dung spreader, just some maintenance, just to make sure she doesn't have any major issues that we have to then grape it out. Nothing too major, just general maintenance. So one of the first things is we've got the tensioner bar off the front here. She's over there under the pipe, and I've got the chains out from the floor. As you can see, all the chains are out, and that's what drives the dung to the beaters at the back. So we're replacing the cogs on the front because they're awfully worn, and two of the tensioners were gubbed, so we're replacing them. So that's some of the things. So the front end is pretty bare at the moment, and then the floor, after we took the chains out, has got some grooves starting for where the chains are. So I've got some long flat bar to go front to back. So it's each bit, so there, and then again on the other side of that middle bit, and over there, and that's just going to be a new chain runner basically, and that'll keep the floor good, because if not then it'll just wear right through and you'll lose your floor. So there's been a bit of work going on here, taking it all apart, seized bits and bobs, and welding, cutting, hammers, smashing, swearing, arguing, whatever else, just a bit of everything really. So got new chains there to go on as well. So they're all lying out down the bottom. So get the tractor off to the side, and the Manitou pulling chains out with this running to let the motor drive the chains round, because the motors drive the chain at the back here off one side. So these cogs are pretty good, so we're leaving them on the front. They were very worn, you could see them knocking round, so this would drive it. There's some string and baler twine, some baler twine and some net. Don't know how that's there. Need to cut that off. But yeah, just some maintenance on the big old Richard Western here. So there's a tensioner bar there, so there's 4 rods go through that, and it attaches onto the cogs, and you tighten them up, and that's what keeps the floor tight. All a new chain here, meaty stuff. So me and Dad were working on this one earlier, so this is all ready to go. See, this is one new rod in this one, and then there's another new rod in the one I'm about to start welding now. All the new wheels there. There's the old ones, they were really well worn, so chains were going to start jumping and twisting, so can't have that. We had to cut this off to get that off, and then re-weld them back on. So these are basically keeping the cogs clean, so they go in, and as the cogs turning, it just takes all the dung off. Tried the greasers because one of them wasn't working the best. Dad drilled it, and grease started shooting at it, so that's bros. All these are going to work now, and no chain is going to potentially jump off of this one. So this is what I am about to do, is weld this on here, and then that'll be one side done. And I have to straighten this side because somehow it's all bent, but that's probably from the process of taking it off, to be honest. Right, so I've now got this one welded up. I've managed to slide the first one on over here. It's in the slots under there. A couple of wee runners there up the top. We had to cut this one actually to get it off, it was that seized. But it'll not matter anyway, because it's just a guide to hold it. The thing that mainly holds this part on is the big bar I showed you earlier with all the holes in it for these rods. And then you tighten it up at the back of this, at the back of that bar, and that pulls this forward against the chain, tightening her right up. So aye, she's looking a lot better than she did earlier. Starting to look a bit more like a dung spreader again. It's just just a fiddly job, so it is. Right, back at this again. Well, continuation in the video. We're starting to weld these runners on now inside the dung spreader. So I'll need to get this started up, get the weld mask on, and get these flat bars welded down, and then that means that the chains aren't going to wear the floor away again. There's a big gouges from the chains running all the time, so aye, keeping busy anyway, so we are. Sunny today, it wasn't meant to be, so I'm thankful for that, because this isn't fun in the rain, especially when you're changing the rods. You can get a wee zap. I've had that before. Right, yeah, choke on, flick to flick. What's going on here? No, it might help if you switch the bloody hang on. There we go. Yeah. Got to put the lid on. Right, let's get this welded up. Let's get in here. A couple of the bars have a wee bow in them, so I weld a wee bit down there and then come up here. And, well, I have welded the end, right, that's fine. So I'll get the G-clamps and try and clamp it in so I can weld them in here. And then I have to cut flat bar to fit it to the end, then that should be me. Then I'll get the flare chains in. Then we should be good to go after that, I think. We need to get all the bars together as well, because the chains come separate, so you have to, there's wee slots and the bars go into the slots, and that's how it all works. Right, let's get going. Some sweet ass welds here. There's a couple wee down there, then G-clamped in up here, so it's a good start. But I spoke too soon about the rain. I'm starting to feel a few spits, but I'm just gonna have to keep going. Want to get this done and get it out the way, because I'm needing the 135 to feed the other side of the reed there, and this is in the way, but it's handy for us working in the garage. So aye, I'll tack all this up and then cut some bars, but aye, the rain's really starting to come. Just a fine drizzle, I know, but I'll keep going. Now I need to get my steel saw, cut that and weld more. So I finished building up the floor last night, and the weather didn't change, so that was pretty good. The next thing to do now is to put the chains in the floor and get the bars all on it, so that'll be a job for another day. Dad's out the now putting fert out while the weather's slightly good, I suppose. While the ground's dry enough to hold him in the fertiliser spinner, but the ground is dodgy. What I'm doing now is I have started to put, well, I've put one blade on, start to put blades on this moor bed so I can get this out the road. Wee Doug is in the cab so she doesn't disappear and start eating calf scour or something. Into the dung spreader, but I think we've had a jam here. I think we're jammed. Dad's in the spreader at the moment, but you'll need to get out. Keep an eye on it at the front, I think. pull it right through, and then attach the tractor to it, and we'll need to motor it through the sprockets at the back and pull it to the front. So, aye, complicated stuff this, like, you know.